Great, hello everybody. I'm preparing this video because for those of you who don't know, I had cancer, and I'm going through the process this summer of preventative chemotherapy. And what that basically involves is an injection in my blood systems to make sure that the chemo goes through the whole body, through the organs, and kills out any kind of cancer residue that may have gone or spread. The process is quite involved. It's a 3-hour process and has all side effects, including weaknesses, including the ability to have a hard time to get up or talk or whatever. And if I fall asleep in class, it's probably because I just had a chemo treatment a little bit earlier before that. Okay, so that's out of the way. So as a backup, if for some reason I can't make a presentation in person, I do have this backup video prepared. Okay, so what I'm trying to do in terms of a contemporary indigenous cultural expression on the Algonquins in southwestern Quebec, a group within the eastern woodland cultural region, I really thought about how to present it to the class. And what I thought that I would do is talk about today's community, a whole variety of different expressions of Algonquin, starting with my Aunt Rose, who will talk about what it was like to be native in the 1930s, 40s on our particular reserve, and as experienced through her and her family. Then I'm going to move from there to talk about Pan-Indianism, how the experiences of the 70s, 80s, 90s, right up to today, have really reached the hearts of Algonquin people and have really encouraged our people to take on the philosophy, the thinking, the external expressions and so forth that have become popular under Pan-Indianism. And I know that Pan-Indianism it's an old term. It's what I learned in the 1970s and 80s. And really that was a coming together of all indigenous tribes and find out what we have in common and building what we have in common to create a political identity that could be used on a broader scale than just our community. So I want to go through all of that to talk about what it is today. And in doing that, I do want to reference back to pre-contact times. I do want to reference to inconsistencies with the records in the Jesuit relations or the records of archaeology and our oral history and our remembered traditions. So I'm going to try and glue that all together. But the first video is from my Aunt Rose, and essentially she's going to talk about what it was like, for her growing up. And to give you a sense of background, my great-grandfather is her grandfather. He was a chief of the reserve from 36 to 39. And then her father and mother is my grandmother and grandfather. And then out of all the children, my mom was the oldest, and a second one was Bertha, and Rose is the third oldest in the family. And so that gives you a bit of a context of why that video and why that YouTube is personal to me, and it's part of my story. So let's start from there.